Right, so you guys are going to be coming up with your own family shield, and basically you're going to come up with the shape of the shield as a base, and then you're going to add your details specific to your family, what you would like to add to it. So I've done the shape of my shield, and now I'm going to move on to that little fluttering banner style ribbon at the bottom of my shield, and then I'm going to add that little fork of the fluttering banner on the either side. So you have to bend the little ribbon back a little bit, and then the little fork comes forward. Here's some variety of ribbon banners that you guys can do, and I hope this helps with your own design. Okay, so once I've done my little ribbon, I'm going to get onto the main design in my shield, and I'm going to try and keep this really, really simple. I'm just doing a frame around my shield, and then I'm doing it in two parts. The one part will be stripy, and then the other side will have a little fleur-de-lis. And also in your banner, I would like you to add a little crest or some information about your family, like a slogan or something that you live by. So I've written love, laugh, and love, and that's going to be my design. So once you've finished your whole design here, then you can move on. We're going to put it onto our big piece of paper, and then we're going to do the outline with the glue. Okay, so my next step after designing my shield is I want a diamond pattern in the background, and what we're trying to do is create a window stained glass shield like these ones that I'm showing you here. So we're trying to create something like this, which is why I want the diamond in the background, and then we can move on and we can do our black glue. And our black glue is simply a bit of pigment, a bit of paint inside white ponal glue. So that's all you need to do. You just need to add a bit of paint in there and then mix it up, and you will get black glue, the concoction or the makeup of whatever black glue is. I'm being quite careful when I'm putting my glue on because I don't want to smudge it. Obviously the black will then go all over the place, and so I'm holding my bottle up quite high, and then I'm trying to always, you can see if going down a little bit is a bit difficult, but try and keep it as neatly as possible. If you find that there are little clumps and things, you have a little piece of paper next to you that you can kind of squirt onto the paper to get rid of those clumps, because what you're looking for is nice, fine, thick lines of black glue. As you can see with the black glue, this is why I suggested in the beginning that you create something quite simple, because the black glue is quite difficult to work with. So try and keep it as simple as possible. Don't write your letters of your motto in your banner, your ribbon banner, because we're going to do that later with a black marker. But all your other pencil lines need to be coated with the black glue as cleanly and nicely as possible. Okay, so once your picture is entirely dry, you need to leave it overnight for the glue to dry. We're going to move on, and you're going to use your marker to outline your family motto. When you have done that, we're actually going to move on to the paint part, and I'm using food gel colouring that you use in cakes and things. It works out to be brilliant paint with salt resist. So I popped in a whole bunch of little bit of food colouring. You just need a teeny tiny little smidge, and then you need to add water to that to just soften the gel. Once you've done this, then we're going to move on to painting the background, and we need a very pale version, which just means that we're going to add some more water to our background, as you'll see in a moment. So take a tiny bit of blue, and you're going to mix that in the middle of my palette, and then you're going to add quite a bit of water to it just to kind of thin it down even further. And then you're going to take the barest hint of a little bit of red, and you're going to add it to that blue, and it will create kind of like a little bit more of a grey blue for our background. Okay, the next step is the salt. So what I'm using is just normal table salt, and as I'm going, I'm putting it on, because the salt will only work if your little squares are slightly wet. So you just sprinkle a teeny tiny bit on, and then you move on until you've finished your entire picture, and each little diamond has a teeny tiny little bit of salt, table salt in it. Okay, so this is what happens with the salt when the paint dries. It creates these amazing little crystals, which is what you're looking for in the background. Now I'm going to move on to the main painting of our shield, and I'm using quite big bright colors here because that's what the initial shields used to do to denote which family you were from. You wanted to shout it loud and proud. So make sure it's a nice big beautiful artwork, and then if you wanted to use white, you're just going to have to leave the paper as is. But that's it, guys. That's your project. So I hope you enjoyed it.